Hello, my name is Brittany D. I am a psychic medium and spiritual teacher. My divine purpose is to assist in the expansion of the collective consciousness and to help you become more connected with the divine. This is a space to remember all that you truly are and ignite the possibilities of your highest potential. Hello, my loves. And thank you for being present with me in this now moment. It's so sweet, it's so juicy. I love the present. All right, guys, today on this episode, we're going to talk about how the universe is always preparing you. You just have to trust it. The universe is always preparing you for this beautiful, big, divine plan. You just get in your own way when you don't trust yourself, when you don't trust it. So I'm going to give you guys my life as an example of how to explain what I'm talking about. So in February, I entered into a partnership and beautiful, beautiful relationship, although we had some things definitely to walk through, without a doubt. Beautiful being, beautiful relationship. And when we were together, you know, we were eating out all of the time, like all of the time. Now, granted, I don't mind eating out, but I really like to know what's in my food and what I'm putting in my body. But he does not cook at all. Like, I kid you not, this man literally, I have never seen him cook a single meal. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if that's his preference, like, he was like, when I said something to him about it, he was like, I don't like to cook. They like to cook. I can pay them to cook for me. Like, I understand the logic. You know, you pay people to do things that you don't like to do, especially if you have the money to do so. Then live your fucking life however you want. As long as you're not hurting anybody, who cares, right? So, but he ate out all the time and he loved treating me, taking me out to eat and treating me, or getting it taken, even if we were just going to hang home and watch a movie or whatever it is. He just ate out all the time. And I remember when we were together, I was like, I do not eat out this much. Like, is this crossing a boundary for me? Like, I was like questioning within myself. I'm like, is this crossing a boundary for me? Like, do I need to tell him, like, I want to cook for you? I need to be able to cook more whenever we eat together. But I really, like, intuitively, I was like, no, it's fine. Like, he wants to treat you all the time. You haven't got to try these restaurants. Like, it's not like you're having like bodily issues with eating out so much. It was just something that I noticed, you know, it's just like one of those things where you're kind of like, that's so odd. I've been eating out a lot. And then whenever we separated, you know, a few months later, I kept eating out all the time, and still to this day. And I kept eating out. And I'm like, and I remember being like, why do I keep eating out? Like, but it wasn't intuitively. Every time I checked in, it was like, no, it's fine. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not about money. It's not about my body. And I was just like, why do I need to be eating out all the time right now? Like, I don't get it. And then now, fast forward to July, I'm about to leave in 2.5 weeks to go hit the road and travel again, which came from totally fucking left field. And I was laying in my bed like a week or so ago, and I was like, oh my God, Spirit was literally preparing me to have to be eating out all the time. Cause that's just part of traveling. Like, that's just, I mean, you can cook, like you can do the camp thing, or like rent like Airbnbs that have kitchens and just go grab groceries for like those few nights that you're there, or even if it's a week or whatever, which I do like to do. But generally when you're on the road, like you're eating out more often, you're grabbing your coffee real quick, like it's just part of that lifestyle. And had I gone from like what I was doing, which was like everything homemade at home, straight to Spirit's like get back on the road traveling. And I didn't have that like bridge of like slowly eating out more and more often. It would be such a dramatic shift for me. but the universe was preparing me. And did I know that at all? Did I understand that at all? No, not at all. I was just moving intuitively. So that's one example. Another example is that spirit started asking me to really put some structure behind my business. And I will be totally honest, guys, I'm not as great with that. I'm so in the flow. I'm so like whatever spirit needs me to be doing right now to serve the highest and best, like it's really hard for me to like, okay, this is what we're going to be doing in 4 weeks. Like, oh God, that's just really challenging for me. Or 4 months or whatever. It is genuinely challenging for me. But spirit was really getting on me about creating these systems. Specifically, the structure needed to be systems. Like, you need to know where you upload this. Your assistant grabs it from here every week. She makes it into this type of a thing. And then it gets uploaded on this day. And like da-da-da-da. And then like the next thing, same thing. It always gets uploaded here. It always gets da-da-da-da edited like this or whatever it may be. This is the exact thing. Did it like create these systems? And I was like, okay. And I did not understand at all, but I just kept saying to my assistant, because she wasn't used to that yet. And I just kept saying to her, I don't understand, but spirit really wants me to create some serious systems and structures. So can we add that into the budget? Like, can we add that on to your duties to have these duties of this on this day, this on this day, this on da 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 da. And I didn't understand it. It cost me more money. Like, it's an investment. I had to figure out how to do it, which is uncomfortable. I'm so flowy, but I knew intuitively, like, it's just what I was pulled to. It was just what I was pulled to. And then whenever the whole, like, going to travel thing totally hit me from left field, I was talking to my assistant. We were going back and forth, and I was like, I guess this is what the structure thing was about. And she was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Like, now we have all of this handled, because I'm not going to lie, guys, it was a little messy. It wasn't sloppy, but it was just a little messy. Like, I'd be sending her this last minute and me like throwing this over there and da 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 da. And like now it's down to a system. Like, this gets uploaded on this day. Like, make sure this is here and da da. Like, we have the systems down. And so, like, whenever I said, I was like, yeah, I think that spirit was preparing me. So that way, when I was on the road, I already had these systems in place. She was just like, she was like, holy shit. Like, that makes so much sense. And at the time, did I understand why I needed these systems in place and why I needed all of this structure in my business all of a sudden, and like to make these investments to make that happen? No, I didn't understand. But did I follow it? Absolutely yes, because the universe was preparing me. If my business was in the place that it was in prior to creating all this structure, and then spirit asked me to get on the road, I would be like my whole mind would be like, whoa, what? Like, I can't, like, I'm too all over the place for that. I can't add another aspect of my life that's all over the place. Like, I can't. So spirit is preparing you through these little things. You may not see it or understand it as when it's happening. And another example, this one's so great, is tinting my windows. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or on Facebook or you watch my stories, but that was such a big deal to me. I had been wanting to get my windows tinted since the day I bought my car. I bought my car from my brother. He's a car salesman. And he said, dude, you've got to get your windows tinted. That thing's going to look so much nicer if you get some tint on that. And I was like, I know. And I like booked an appointment the very first week that I got it. And then like something happened with my schedule and dropping it off and like da-da-da-da-da, and it just never happened. It kept getting put off. It was one of those things I was on the to-do list and it kept getting put off and put off. And then I just got this really big intuitive pull to like, no, you need to treat yourself. You need to do this. This is something that you've been wanting to do. You need to go ahead and do it. Like, just get your windows tinted. And I was so excited when I got them done. I had been wanting to do that for literally years, and I was so happy. And it was like this big gift and treat to myself, that like a goal that I had wanted for like a few years. And then once I got hit with the traveling thing, like I was like, oh my gosh, I would be so much more uncomfortable, like changing in my car or like, you know, like having all of my shit in my car if I didn't have tint. Like, I have tint that like adds like a layer of security, of protection. Like, people can't see into my car. And like, it's just so, it's amazing how the universe prepares you in all these little ways and you're not recognizing it. And then it makes sense later. And then another big thing, which I can't go too into depth into describing because it's still so fresh. I'm still deep in the healing process of it. But there was these really big family traumas that had to come into completion before I could walk and like go fly again. It's almost like I traveled from 19 until 25, and then I came home to like me and my family like walk through this healing process over the last 2.5 years. And then it's like literally in the process of closing right now and finally coming to completion. Like I'm talking about major fucking cycles that have lasted almost a decade, guys. And they're coming into completion right before Spirit is asking me to spread my wings and take off and go explore the world again. And so it's like, there's so many things that Spirit's pulling and aligning. And especially if you're listening to this at the current time, the day that this gets released, then you're like, we're right now currently in a huge, like things are all aligning to this one particular point, this one manifestation that's going to fucking blow your mind. Get your fucking seatbelt on and get prepared because the universe is about to wow you in July. Okay. So just a heads up energetically for that. But even if you're listening to this later, it's still relevant because this is how the universe works. It's aligning and aligning and aligning and aligning and aligning and pulling you to do this and pulling you to do that. So that way it can bring you to that really potent point where it all fucking makes sense, where you're like, oh, this is why you had me doing all this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And it makes sense. But in that same breath, in order to do that, in order to really follow your path and allow everything to align, I love Trevor Hall says it in one of his songs. He said, where all of those rivers are leading. Yes. It's like all of those rivers, where all those little points, all those little timelines, those paths are leading into those, where all the rivers are leading. It's like to a point where Spirit wanted to get you to, and you have to follow your intuition. Did I understand why I need to get my windows tinted? Absolutely not. At that exact time, no, but it was very clear that I needed to do so. My intuition was like strongly pulling me that way. Did I understand why we were eating out all the time, and then why I still continued to eat all the time? I eat out all the time, even whenever we separated and I was by myself. No, it did not make sense to me at all. Like it really did not. But did I trust it? Absolutely. Did I understand why all of these completions were happening with my family? No, not at all. Like I literally, and the same thing with the structure in my business. Like I was like, okay, like I just trust you. I don't know why this all has to be so systematic. I'm so resistant towards that. And I'm like, I don't know why we have to do this, but okay, we'll do it. And now where I'm currently sitting, it all makes so much more sense. And the universe is always trying to do this in your life. You have to trust yourself and trust your intuition. The universe is always trying to prepare you for what the divine plan is. You just have to surrender into it and do the things, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you don't understand it at that moment, to just go ahead and do it and trust you, because you are being prepared. And this is major, major in our current energy right now. We have been prepared for what is about to go down. Y'all, our minds are about to get blown. So literally put on your seatbelts. And I also want to mention that a huge aspect of this, like I've been saying, is following your intuition. So if you are someone that, as I'm saying these things, you're like, yeah, I know, but I don't do that. Like, I don't trust it. Like, I don't follow it. And then later I'm like, oh, fuck, that's why Spirit told me to do that. And like, now I didn't do it. So you create more resistance in your field. You create more, it makes it a little harder on yourself, is a simple way of saying it. You make it a little harder on yourself than it needs to be, because you don't surrender in and trust yourself and trust your intuition and trust as you are being guided. If that is something, if that is where you're at, if I'm talking to you, if you're like nodding your head like, yes, that's me, you're talking to me right now, then the intuition development course is going to help you so significantly. This is what it is built around. This is what it is made for, is to help you not only lay all the foundation for your spiritual journey, but also seriously help you trust yourself and develop your intuitive muscle, develop your intuition to a place where you're really and truly trusting it and moving forward in that trust. So that way spirit can work these beautiful divine alignments into your life, and you're working with spirit through your intuition. So I wanted to let you guys know that the next round of intuition development is now open for enrollment. The next round starts on July 15th. It's on Thursday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're listening to this on the day that this episode got released, which is the 6th of July, then you will still be in the window to get the discounted, the cart will still be open for you to get the open cart discount. So make sure to sign up as soon as possible. This program always sells out. I already have spots taken by my waitlisters. There's only 5 spots left. This is a small, very cozy program, and there's only 7 people allowed in this program for each round. And it's literally it is so divine. It is so on point for being able to truly anchor in and know and trust yourself, so that way you can walk with the divine. That is what this entire program is about. So if you want more details, feel free to check the link below. I'm going to drop the page, the link for the intuition development course. That also gives you access to my website if you want to book an appointment or anything, a reading or a guidance call. But I really hope that this episode helped you. I really, really want you guys to trust the divine. There's such a huge divine plan unfolding right now. If you could just lean into it and trust it, even if you don't understand why you need to go tint your windows or eat out all the time, just please trust it and do it. There is beautiful magic aligning at this current time. And at all times, the energy is really potent in July. But at any time you listen to this episode, please, I ask you so deeply in my heart to just trust it. Even if it doesn't make sense, just trust it. You are being prepared for something beautiful and something magical. Okay? I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed that episode. Please subscribe, leave a review, and if this was impactful for you at all, please share it with others. This is how we can help each other. Much love and namaste.